Greetings traders, this is Dez here at Grok Trade, and this is the Easter edition, good through Sunday, March 31st, 2013. And it looks like here that the Dow and the S&P cap a historic first quarter at record closing highs. Shows here that the markets continued bouncing back from the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression, with the Dow charging into uncharted territory and the best opener in 15 years, and the S&P roaring to a record close. In other news, it shows that the new record high for the S&P 500 ends the very strong quarter. The S&P 500 sets a record closing high on Thursday, finishing a fifth consecutive month of gains to extend a four-year-long rally. Boom, baby. Not too shabby. Take a look at how we ended the day on Thursday. The S&P up 0.41%, the Dow up 0.36%, and the Nasdaq up 0.34%. The Russell's up only 0.14%. But the bank's in negative territory with a big sell-off last 2 minutes of the week. And the VIX down a whopping 3.42%. Down to 12.7. Commodities off, with gold sinking 0.57% and silver off 1%. Crude oil up 0.58% and the US dollar off 0.25%. And you can see here that transportation did fairly well, up 1%, giving big credence to what the Dow's doing. And the utility index, which is the defensive sector, up 1.15%. Taking a look here at the markets, we have the S&P daily on a nice run higher. We had this little base with this little dip in it, and now we're charging higher, now extending our distance between the rising 20-day moving average and the low that we had on Thursday. We remain above all major moving averages, so this is a very bullish market that we're in. Here on the weekly, I was watching for a nice rally over this 1562 I was talking about, and we did in fact do that. In large part we did that on Thursday. We're knocking at the door right now at 1569.20, so this is a historic high here, but we do have resistance coming up, and you can better see that on the monthly chart. You can see this monthly chart, we've been on a tear going northbound here. It says we've gone up the last 5 months. I say 1, 2, 3, only the last 4 months have we gone higher. They're counting this hammer here as an up month, and I certainly wouldn't call it that. We have a lower high and a lower low. So 4 months higher, but here's the danger that we're dealing with. We did clear this 1550 area, which was the close of this last high, but this major trend line coming across here puts us somewhere around 1575. I go back and show you where these lines come from. You can see this one happened around 2000, in the year 2000. And if you come over here, we're at looks like October of 07. And we carry that line over right here. And you can see that this is going to be resistance. Just a reminder, make sure you do click on full screen to watch this in great detail. Let's take a look at the Dow here. This is the monthly chart on the Dow. All looks well. Resistance not until we get about 15,000. If you look here at the weekly chart, we just keep going higher. The last 4 weeks we've been going higher, not too bad. On the daily chart, we have this base, and we're starting to creep higher above all major moving averages, so pretty bullish. Now, for all you guys that like to play tech stocks like Google and Apple and Facebook and the like, we continue sideways, but we popped and make it a nice little high here. Not too shabby. If you go over here to the weekly chart, we have a lot of resistance coming up right around 3,300. And if you look at the monthly chart, about the same thing here. If you rally higher, 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 it really puts us around 3,360 areas resistance, but something to watch for sure. Small caps. Here is the daily. We just remain range bound, but above major moving averages on the weekly chart. Sideways action, and this thing, if we continue to go sideways for a while and then break out, that would be nice and bullish. On the monthly chart, we do have some resistance coming up. It would be around 975, so I'd certainly be marking that down. And taking a look at the VIX volatility index, we're starting to come back down to some support level. Be watching around 12.5, the support. We're at 1270 right now. On the weekly chart, 1210 is the support area, something to be watching for. And here on the monthly chart, I'd be looking at a couple areas. We got a couple lines here, one at 1150 and the other one at 1044. But any way you shake it, we are in very complacent levels here on the VIX fear indicator. And let's take a look at gold. Gold on the monthly is at a support level. Support, we're there again, gang. This is a bullish thrusting pattern and almost a morning type star reversal pattern on the monthly. Looks like we could have an opportunity for gold right now. On the weekly chart, we popped up, hit our head at this resistance. You can see support once broken now is acting as resistance. We're dropping. However, if we drop a little bit more, perhaps around this 152.60 area, we could get a bounce, and that could be our double bottom for a buying opportunity on a weekly chart. And on the daily chart, you can see we're near a support level right now, and we're within this triangle. So I could see a support area here, and I could see a rally commencing. And on silver's under a little bit of heat here, but we had an inside trading day on Thursday, and on the weekly we have a pull back, and we really haven't started rallying yet, because a buy opportunity would be on a nice pop taking place on the weekly. We're just not seeing that, not yet. And same thing, no buy opportunity on a pop here, but instead we broke down. We do have some support areas coming around 26.5, something to be watching for. And a lot of you guys play Google. Now Google on a daily chart is at a support area. Be watching for a bounce anytime soon. And on the weekly, same thing, at a big time support area. So I would expect Google to rally pretty quickly going into next week. Google on the monthly doesn't look so good. We've gone up 1, 2, 3, 4 months. We shoot up, come right back down. It's called a shooting star. It's glorious for a moment and fades away to nothing. So on the monthly could be foreshadowing some thunder in the distance. So this could be problematic. However, for the short term, Google looks good. On the longer term, you got to be careful. We're getting pretty extended out there. And for Apple, on the monthly chart, down, 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 down. We have a support area here. I don't know if it's going to get there. We have a spinning top reversal pattern, almost a doji type. We're looking for a bounce anytime now on the monthly. And on the weekly here, you can see we had this falling type wedge. We're starting to make a move. However, for the week, we come back down, and this is called a dark cloud cover reversal pattern. Really not a great formation to have. And if you look here on the daily, looks like we could be looking for an opportunity on a nice little pullback. I do not like the volume that came in on the sell side on Thursday, but we are at the rising 20-day moving average. So just be careful with Apple if you're going to trade that. And for you Facebook fans out there, for the daily, we had this nice pop. We did come back down to bearish thrusting type pattern. We had the 200-day moving average, could act as some support. On the weekly chart, it's been drifting down, 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 down. We do have a spinning top type formation. It would not surprise me to have a little rally commence on the weekly side of things. And on the monthly side of things, spread this out a little bit. We pop up, a little bitty pullback around the $25 mark, finding support there. And let's look at groupings. We're at finviz.com. Come down here. Let's look for the week. Who did the best? You had healthcare and utilities. What is not bullish about this is healthcare and utilities are big time defensive type sectors. They led the charge this week. Financials were in the bottom of the heap. And if you look here for the month, healthcare and services and utilities, all defensive sectors getting very strong. Not a good sign, especially with financials being low. 3 months, healthcare, services, wow, financials down low. 6 months, healthcare healthcare and utilities lower, so they have really risen quite a bit here. Financials were higher back 6 months ago. So this is some thunder in the distance. We're making these new highs in the markets, but we're seeing a sector rotation showing some thunder in the distance. So this could be a telltale sign of people starting to shift over to more secure type positions. So it wouldn't surprise me to see the Dow still pick up a little bit of steam, but I could foresee some NASDAQ and small cap Russell type companies drift back a little bit, and I do see services and consumer goods and healthcare and utilities especially getting stronger if the markets do decide to drop. So, I throw a lot at you. Make sure you share this with a friend. There's a lot of individuals out there that would appreciate this level of technical analysis. You get the best here. A couple things. We do have a live mentorship coming up live in person in Viva Las Vegas, but that's in June. It's a few months away here, and just planting a seed if you want to join us live in Vegas for our 301 mentorship. It's advanced formalized trading education, and now of course we do our online ones. We'll do another 3 to 4 weeks, but that'll be online over a weekend. But make sure you look us up on that. Certainly more details to follow. Okay, most of you guys know that Friday is Good Friday. The markets will not be open, so we have a long weekend. With that said, Easter is Sunday, and because of that, I'm going to do a special. If you go to Free Online Trading Education, just go down here and definitely click on the mentorship if you want to know more about that. But the 201 trading videos, when you click on this, then you will get the 201 home study courses. And you'll see here 5 major categories, and there are lessons under each category. There is a ton of information here. It's usually $700, but I am going to knock off 47%. This will take you 6.5 hours to go through. You'll have access to this. This is a home study. This is the tip and tricks and secrets to trading. If you've gone through the 101s, you definitely, which are free, you definitely want to upgrade to the 201s. So anyway, we'll do that for a 47% discount, gang. Use it for this weekend only and put in the special code Easter, all caps. Take care, share us with a friend, like this video below, and leave a comment.